water. It's pretty gross out. This past summer, I installed 4 drinking water posts for our farm in northern Canada. They operate like a frost-free hydrant. There's no electricity, 10 feet under the ground. There's pressurized water. The valve is 10 feet under the ground. When the cows, pigs, goats, sheep, whatever you got needs water, they gently push down. It quickly fills up with water. They have a drink in the summer or minus 30 winters like we have right now. And when it's done, the water drains down into the flood bed. So far, they're working flawlessly. Let me tell you about it. So when we first started our homestead from bare land, this is how I hauled water for our small herd of goats. That sucks. Multiple times a day in the wintertime. In the summertime, just running a hose, and the water's always kind of dirty, standing water, get algae in it. It's not the greatest. So the drinking post offers clean, cool water in the summer and minus 30 winters. I did a full installation video on the drinking water posts, so I'll put that here if you want to see how I installed them 10 feet under the ground. What's really nice about them is that nothing can freeze because everything that's important is below the frost line. Now, no electricity as well. There's no heater on it. All it is pressurized water 10 feet under the ground and that valve. For training the animals, it took one hot summer day, and that was their only water source, and they figured it out. Cows can actually smell the water. Very easy. And then after they learned how to do that, all summer long, I had to do nothing. They always had fresh water, no issues whatsoever. This is our first winter with a drinking water post, and it is minus 30 degrees Celsius. There's a little bit of winter stuff that you have to do. Petroleum jelly or Vaseline. You take out the 10-foot rod that goes to the valve underground, put some petroleum jelly on it, and then put some petroleum jelly on the hinges as well. You can loosen up and adjust the screws a little bit, and this just makes sure that any minus 30 weather isn't going to freeze the hinges to keep the water open or closed, stuff like that. So far, it's working flawlessly. I have taken the drinking post completely apart, right down to taking the valve apart. One issue that I did have was with pigs and their dirty little noses. Some of the grit on their faces when they go to drink went down in the draining hole where the rod is that presses the valve. When I pulled up the rod, some grit got in there and then the rod didn't go down all the way. So it took a total of about 20 minutes to completely pull up and service the entire drinking post, including servicing the valve, cleaning out the little bit of grit in there, putting it back together, Vaselining it up, putting it back. 20 minutes totally overall. That's the one issue that I had. So if you have buffalo with dirty noses or pigs with dirty noses, that is one issue. When I pulled the rod, some grit went down. But it doesn't really matter. You don't have to re-dig up your 10-foot down thing, get another excavator out here, because the whole thing is completely serviceable. Now, I got to use it with our Dexter cows, our Kuni pigs, and our goats. And the one drinking post works for all of those animals. They quickly learn. So for cows, they have something called a temporary training paddle that I have on this one actually still. So the cows can learn. It's easier for them to turn it on. After your cattle learn, you take that training paddle off and you can just leave it. They press it down with their nose. It doesn't need a paddle on it. So this one has the training paddle still on. So it's just 4 Phillips screws here. Those are the hinges and 4 screws. That's the training paddle, this part. And this you can just leave for cows. You don't need anything. But I'm going to put on the piggy paddle. Got it. These tabs are pretty heavy duty, but this is kind of light duty. This is just a big block and 2 screws, and that's it. So very simple, and we're snug. So that's the pig paddle. So this worked for goats and pigs and cows. the training paddle, but this is going to hold up, I guess, over this. So unless you just have goats or sheep, just get the pig paddle. Don't bother getting the goat paddle that sticks out so far. So if you're running cows, pigs, goats, sheep, all in the same pasture, I would recommend just getting the pig paddle, putting it on, and all of that livestock can use it. I put them lower so that smaller livestock, calves, baby goats, baby pigs can even access it. I even am doing on my pig one, I have in that one, earthened ramp, so it's a higher ground level on one side and a lower ground level on the other side. So cows from one side, pigs from the other side. And one issue I had was these buggers, cows, would take a big dump in the drinking post, and in the wintertime, it's a big frozen dump, so I have to clean that out. Thanks a lot, guys. Who did it? So we had a blizzard, so I brought the herd of cattle in the day before. We got over 12 inches of snow. So this is what it looks like, and minus 30 Celsius-ish it felt like when we had that blizzard. So blowing snow in the top of the drinking post. The one that was used most often by the cows was still working flawlessly. So this is a little bit of ice. This is the training paddle on this one. Nice fresh water. And it is draining as well. The other one that was, I guess they didn't use as frequently, had like snow and crap in there. So I blew it out. And then actually one of them, you just press the paddle a few times, let the water come up, drain down, and it worked. The other one, I decided to do an experiment, boiled a kettle of water, put some hot water in the top, and it instantly unthawed the little bit of hinges from disgusting minus 30 snow blizzard that you have to deal with. So nothing in this world is completely bulletproof, but doesn't matter what you do, drinking post or any other water, I check it daily to make sure that my cows have fresh water and everything's operational. So these drinking posts come in all different sizes, all different paddles, whatever cattle or livestock that you're running. They say each drinking post is good for about 25 head. So that everybody has enough time to get a drink or whatever. I would say you could probably push that. But I got 4 of them. And because I live in northern Canada, I had to get the longest one for the coldest weather because our frost I've seen go down to 11 feet. If you live somewhere nicer that doesn't have frost and minus 30 temperatures constantly and things, you can get a shorter drinking post. It's easier to install as well, and it's cheaper to buy as well. Now, for me doing my YouTube stuff, actually, I reach out to companies of products that I'm going to buy anyways. So I did get a deal on the drinking posts. They like my stuff so much, they even give me a nice hat. But I reach out. Companies don't reach out to me. This is something I was buying anyways, and I wanted to share anyways because it's a very cool product. So you should go check it out. I am very happy with my decision. And now my entire farm operation in all of the pastures has water source where I don't have a water chore where I'm hauling water, worried about the power going out, worried about electricity. I always have fresh water for my livestock. In the summertime, it's algae-free, mosquito-free, crisp, cool, and clean. And in the wintertime, it's liquid water all day, all night, no electricity. Every day when I go check on my herd, check their feed, check how they're doing, check their supplements, and just do my general herd check. I check all the drinking posts just to see if there's an issue. Like if one of them had a crap in there, probably you, or something like that, or if something froze up. But so far with that Vaseline on the hinges and that rod, it's been no issues whatsoever. So can't complain. What was also really nice is the installation was cheaper than any other conventional water where you have to have electricity as well. There's no ongoing electricity costs, and the drinking post itself is actually cheaper than other conventional watering systems. So win-win, win-win-win. If you're going to spend the money and be trenching in water lines and your water infrastructure for all your drinkers and hydrants on your entire farm, go with the drinking post. All the other ones are now obsolete compared to this product. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time. This is the complete installation of how you install the drinking post.